As kids, we were always told that being lazy is a bad thing. Even as adults, we know that being lazy isn't good. It's not good to be lazy at school, it's not good to be lazy at work, it's not good to be lazy when it comes to taking care of your pets, and it's definitely not good to be lazy when it comes to taking care of your body, etc., etc. Now don't get us wrong, being lazy isn't really the best thing to be and to do up to a certain extent. Being lazy is totally fine and can even be beneficial, especially when it comes to the Lazy Keto Diet method. In today's video, we're going to be talking more about keto, specifically the Lazy Keto Diet. This video is in line with our mini keto series, but we won't be comparing this ketogenic diet variation with another. Instead, the Lazy Keto Diet will be the star of the show. But like our previous keto videos, we're going to talk about what this diet is, how it works, what you can and can't do, its pros and cons, and why this method is the easiest and possibly one of the best approaches to keto. If you're interested in learning more, sit back, relax, and keep on watching. So what is the Lazy Keto method? The Lazy Keto method is a way of eating that focuses on limiting the amount of carbohydrates you consume, but doesn't require tracking other nutrients like proteins and fats. Unlike the classic keto diet that entails users to source 70% of their daily calorie intake from fat, 20% from protein, and 10% from carbohydrates, the Lazy Keto version is far less restrictive, hence the name. The rationale behind the percentages of these macros is that we want our bodies to achieve the state of ketosis, which is the metabolic state our body goes through 14 to 16 hours after our last meal. During this state, our body turns to fat as a source of fuel as opposed to using carbs, and these fats that we consume are turned into ketones. Subjecting our bodies to weeks of keto will allow our bodies to be efficient at burning fat and ketones as a source of fuel, hence weight loss. What makes Lazy Keto easier and potentially better is in its ease of use, since the only thing you have to pay attention to is your carb intake, which will only be about 10% or less of your total daily calories. This is a major godsend if you think that having to count and keep track of your calories and macros every single day is a task that's just too tedious. But even so, just make sure not to go nuts on your carbs even if you're not keeping track of it closely, since it'll defeat the whole purpose of you doing keto in the first place. That's also what's great about Lazy Keto. If you track your carbs while keeping your fats and proteins at bay, you'll still see the same effect as with traditional keto if weight loss is what you're aiming for, hence the complicated relationship you're bound to have if you were to track your macros and calories. But just as Lazy Keto has its pros, it also has its cons. For starters, people who are advised to stay away from traditional ketogenic diets should also stay away from Lazy Keto. This is especially true for pregnant and lactating women, people who require hypoglycemic medications, people who use external insulin, and type 1 diabetic patients, so that they are more at risk for ketoacidosis, a serious condition for diabetics that happens when high levels of ketones are being produced by your body. Secondly, the Lazy Keto specifically hasn't been studied extensively just as classic keto, so there isn't concrete evidence that Lazy Keto can help with weight loss and a reduced risk of developing other diseases. Moreover, since there aren't enough studies conducted on this keto variation, we still don't know how this can affect you in the long run. In fact, there have been concerns about the effects of Lazy Keto and other high-fat diets about how they can negatively affect cardiovascular health when done over a long period of time. This is because high-fat diets are associated with increased LDL cholesterol levels, otherwise known as bad cholesterol. Lastly, when it comes to the Lazy Keto, it is important that if you plan on doing this, you have to be all in. Let us explain. When it comes to putting your body in a ketosis state, you're either in ketosis or you're not. Since you can't be in the middle, you have to be all in because not doing so can make you gain weight and it can mess with your blood lipid values, thus messing with your blood vessels, which can lead to serious and harmful effects on your health. Therefore, having a rough estimate of your carbs and protein is still of importance. With these in mind, it is vital that you source your macronutrients from wholesome foods. This way, you can help reduce your risk of developing cardiovascular disease, your body will feel more satiated, and you'll also get to eat high-quality foods that's good for you in the long run. Now, if you're new to the world of keto, or if you need a bit of a guide on what foods you can eat on the Lazy Keto Diet, here's a rough list of nutrient-rich foods to help you get started in creating your meals. For meats, beef, pork, chicken, and turkey are excellent choices. Just try to stay away from processed meats that is rich in sodium. Seafood is another good option. Just pick fishes that are rich in healthy fats such as salmon, tuna, trout, and sardines. If you're not a fan of fish, you could opt for crustaceans instead like shrimps, crabs, and lobsters. Now for dairy products, you will be eating cheese, butter, and cream. Just be picky and choose dairy products that aren't highly processed with a lot of salt or sugar content. For low carbohydrate vegetables, you can choose green leafy vegetables, broccoli, tomatoes, and onions. When using healthy oils, stick to extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and flaxseed oil. There are a plethora of nutritious oils on the market, so have some fun and do a bit of research too so you can see which one you like best. As for fruits, they are kind of a touchy topic when it comes to keto diets, so it's best to eat them in limited amounts. You can have some berries like strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries. As for foods you should avoid, here's a quick guideline to keep handy when out shopping for foods. Avoid dressings, marinades, and sauces with a lot of sugar. Avoid snack bars, beer, and chocolate. Prepared foods with a lot of sugar or carbs. Boxed breakfast cereals with refined grains or a lot of sugar added. Cakes, biscuits, candies, and pastries. White pasta, rice, and bread. Sugar-sweetened hot and cold drinks. And unfortunately, ice cream and desserts. Although this covers a lot of foods that you should avoid, there are keto-friendly recipes and keto-friendly snacks and sweets that you can eat. A quick Google search will help you find what you need and the local stores that provide those food items for you. So, is the Lazy Keto method something you should try? Frankly, if you want a quick fix to lose weight, then this would be the perfect place to start, just as long as you make sure that you're relatively aware of the foods you're consuming by not going overboard with these types of fats that you decide, considering you still have to achieve a caloric deficit to initiate weight loss. The Lazy Keto Diet is basically an easier option than the original keto diet, specifically for people who don't want to keep track of all their macronutrients. This less restrictive method also makes it more suitable for people who enjoy eating out often, socialize, and those with families who need to prepare huge meals for them. In other instances, Lazy Keto may help dieters in achieving a calorie deficit by motivating them to swap out bad, high carbohydrate foods with healthier, lower calorie alternatives. However, the Lazy Keto Diet may not create as much weight loss as the regular keto diet since it doesn't always result in ketosis. This is especially true since you will also be less likely to achieve the necessary calorie deficit for weight loss if you're not tracking all of your macronutrients. But if you got all that in check, then you're good to go. With its slight wiggle room, you're more likely to stick to this diet, thus helping you achieve your weight goals. Just remember to stick to wholesome foods and eat all the necessary nutrients for good health and optimal results. As always, before you decide to follow this diet, make sure to consult a medical professional's advice first. This video is not meant to replace professional advice and it's only meant for general educational purposes. This brings us to the end of the video. Restrictive diets can be difficult for many of us to stick to and cause us to fail more often than not. But if you work your way up and start with something easier like the Lazy Keto method, you're likely to adhere to your diet, lose weight, and eventually move up to more restrictive forms if you'd like. So what did you think of today's video? Have you or anyone you know tried the Lazy Keto method before? Share with us your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about other keto methods, watch this video next. Just don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any of our future content. Until next time.